Good evening, everybody. This is The Last Word on TeamMBSmedia.com's YouTube channel. This is where we talk about the college football world of today. Actually, we're going to start with yesterday's scores, however. Indiana pounded Indiana State, and the quarterback for Indiana was 19 of 20, 5 touchdown passes. I think he's happy that he left Cal. I think he might be a little happier. Syracuse pounded Colgate 66-24, but oh my, Deion Sanders has lost another game. Houston 36-20 over Deion. Arizona beat Kansas State 23-17. I'm not shocked by that, nor am I shocked by the UCLA quarterback Nico getting pounded again 35-10 by New Mexico. George, what did you make of those games last night?
Well, first off, I can't believe a school played a toothpaste.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how I feel about cupcake games, so
Yeah.
it's annoying as hell. But there is some reason to have a smile from yesterday. You know, watching UCLA pay New Mexico 1.2 million to travel to Pasadena for that game and then thoroughly dominate them. Uh, that put a smile on my face. No love lost, obviously, with me and UCLA. But the score outside of that game, the scores weren't surprising at all. I mean, look who they were playing.
Yeah.
Dion is, and I think Dion has the potential to be a really good coach. He just doesn't have the horses at Colorado, and I think he's going to really struggle this season without Travis Hunter. I don't think his son was a first round pick. I know a lot of people may disagree with me on that, but he kept the team competitive last year. So if you're a Colorado Buffalo fan, expect a down year for Buffalo football.
I would tend to agree with you. Again, if these scores last night, they weren't anything that was outside the norm, right?
No, nothing at all.
And then let's go to the earlier games today. We had Michigan, pound Central Michigan, Alabama 38-14, Oregon won 38-14, Baylor beat Samford, but Georgia Tech beat Clemson.
That was a heck of an ending. That was a one of the best games I saw in the morning games. That was really good game today.
Yep, Haynes King just has that ability, and even at the end of the game, he found the spot where his kicker wanted to be kicking from. Boom, goes through. Clemson is 1-2.
Now it just makes you wonder: is Clemson not as good as everyone thinks they were coming into the season? Because okay, the LSU game I can see, but they were big favorites, if I'm not mistaken, for this game against Georgia.
Oh yeah, they were favorite. They were favorites.
Yeah,
but again, the whole thing with this Clemson team is they had 8 returners on offense and defense. That is a big number of guys coming back, right?
Peter I agree.
Wood is supposed to be this big superstar on the defensive line, and Cade Klubnik is supposed to be this quarterback that's going to go in the first round, and all this other nonsense that I kept hearing about. But to me, it all starts at the very top. Dabo Swinney.
Makes you wonder: is his seat starting to get warm, or does he have carte blanche because he's won a couple national championships?
Yeah, I think Dabo has carte blanche at Clemson, but again, it's just a matter of time before I think some people do get a little PO'd at Clemson and at Dabo Swinney, because when you've got that type of talent, you should be dominating.
Agreed.
Agreed. And they just didn't. They just didn't.
No, and I looked at their future schedule, and again, down the road, I think their second to last game, Furman. Really, come on, Dabo, Furman.
Yeah.
And again, I've made my feelings on cupcake games well known. I don't like it. I think it's an embarrassment to college football. If you're a top program, you play the top teams. Granted, I know you have to play, your conference games, but your non-conference games, you don't schedule the Citadel, Alcorn State, Town. You don't do that. To me, it's disrespectful. to college
But those
football.
those small schools need those big games for their revenue as well. That's why
I agree, and I understand why they do that, but it just
but
annoys me that
it
these
should
big
only be
schools do it.
there should only be one of those allowed per year.
Yeah, I think there's only 3 schools in college football that have yet to do that. Notre Dame's one, UCLA, and USC. There were
No, no, it was Michigan, Notre Dame, and USC.
I
But
thought UCLA hadn't done it.
Notre Dame did theirs last year when they played Tennessee State.
Well, I remember, I forget how a
So
few years ago, USC had one scheduled, and the
yeah,
fan base went ballistic,
yeah.
and SC got out of that game. That's
But
like,
again,
we do not play those games.
Tennessee State is an HBCU school, so they deserved a shot at coming up to Notre Dame. Yes, they got their rear ends kicked, but again, that's a one-off, right?
And I get why those schools do it. I mean, obviously they do get paid to play those type of games. It just, I think it should count against the programs that schedule it, and when it
Yeah,
comes to rankings.
yeah, yeah. I'm not seeing any movement out of you, George.
Oh, wow. I don't know what's going on.
But okay, I'm hearing you.
Yeah,
just,
I'm like, oh,
I
okay. I
just
just
don't
noticed
see
I wasn't moving.
Yeah, you're not moving.
Oh, wow. I'm actually looking pretty good as a statue right now.
Yeah, you are. You are. Okay. So Oklahoma pounded Temple 42-3. Auburn beat South Alabama 31-15. Maryland beat Towson 44-17. Missouri 52-10. That Missouri quarterback who had been at Penn State for the last 3 years behind Drew Aller, he is playing very well. Then, of course, we had the Georgia-Tennessee overtime game.
Ooh, that was a heck of a game.
What a game.
That in the first quarter, you're like, it's going to be a shootout, and then Aguilar kind of, he wasn't as good for the second and third quarter, and then turned it on in the fourth. Credit to Kirby Smart and how he has those kids at Georgia well prepared. They didn't flinch, they didn't blink an eye. It was a game to me so far. That's been the game of the day. I even take that a little bit higher than Clemson, Georgia Tech.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that was just a real good game. Tennessee just failed to get that one more score in the first half that they needed.
Yeah, I think at the end that false start, and when you knew all they're going to do is position the ball for the kicker, that killed them.
So it went from a 37 back to a 42, and the kid just pushed it right.
My head, he's going to miss it. I don't know why I had that feeling he was going to miss.
Now, unfortunately, I don't like Pat McAfee and Nick Saban both being on ESPN because they're both West Virginia Mountaineers. Well, the Mountaineers did come out with a 31-24 overtime victory over Pittsburgh today.
Ooh, good game.
That was a shock.
Yeah,
that was a shock. So today, Pat McAfee was correct on his pick of West Virginia. Nick Saban didn't pick West Virginia, and he loses. So there you go.
Like they say, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you. I know you mentioned the score, but what did you think of Alabama's quarterback Simpson? The performance he put on today against Wisconsin.
He was good.
Yeah,
he's a decent quarterback. But again, when everybody talks about these quarterbacks, I want to discuss Arch Manning. Guess what? Arch Manning today. Oh my goodness. But everybody was always talking in the draft room that I'm in and all this other stuff that Archer's going to come out in 2026. And I kept saying there's no way Arch Manning comes out in 2026. Because again, how many times have we seen one-year quarterbacks succeed at the NFL level?
You rarely see it. You don't. I mean, I can go Mark Sanchez at USC 1 year as a starter went pro. Sam Darnold 1 year as a starter went the whole year as a starter went pro. And I thought both of them made the mistake leaving SC early. I thought they should have stood at least one more year. Darnold, last year he had a tremendous year with the Minnesota Vikings. Sanchez is what he is. I know now he works, I believe, for Fox Sports doing college football. He just never really panned out. And
well, here's Archie's line today. 11 of 25, a whole 44%, 114 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception.
And they
Yeah,
played against UTEP.
UTEP.
Wow. And I mentioned this, with our friend Monte. Um, Everyone was anointing him as a second coming just because of his last name. Let the kid play an entire season.
Exactly. No, let him have the 2 seasons that he needs.
Yeah. I mean, I know his grandfather came out and said, "Oh, he's not leaving college after this season. He's going to stay another year." Archie's making that announcement. Arch hasn't said anything, but I do think it would serve him better to stay in college another year.
Yeah.
But it's one thing to have the name. It's like he's just not living up to the hype right now, and I think all that hype is unfair to him.
Okay. I'm going to let you fix your camera here, George.
I got to figure how.
So again, in the later games, that Georgia Tennessee game was just a miracle game. That was an amazing game. Unfortunately, our good friend Monty is unable to join us tonight because his college game, he just finished his college game because of lightning and thunder and all that jazz as well. Unfortunately, so we don't get to abuse Monty, which sucks for George and I, but what can we do? And again, the other games that have gone on today. There's been weather delays, of course, with the USC and Purdue game as well. That was just a ridiculous amount of time that they took off. There we go.
There we are.
You're moving again.
I got tired of being Marcel.
There you are. Your USC Purdue game, the weather delay there was just a nightmare, right?
Yeah, 3-hour delay.
3 hours.
3 hours.
That is just terrible. The Miami and South Florida game, it's now in the third quarter. It's 28-6 for Miami, but that game was also delayed. So there's games that are still going on that should actually be over.
Yes.
Thanks to the weather. So
yes.
What can we do?
Love Mother Nature.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly right. So your USC Trojans actually lead the league in all of offense. They're the number one offense.
The first 2 games they've looked tremendously on offense, but again, you have to look at who did they really play? Have they had, Missouri State and Georgia Southern really wasn't going to give them a huge test, but they still did what they had to do.
Yeah.
Even because I was at the Missouri State game, my brother texted me, "Are they really that good?" It's hard to say because of who they're playing. They're executing pretty well on offense. The defense still needs some work because they're, I think the touchdown they gave up to Missouri State, there was no one within 20 yards of the guy on a 4th down play. Mm-hmm. So there's still some things that they need to address. I know right now they're up 14 at half in Purdue, and Jaden Mayaba is just looking tremendous through the first 2.5 games. He's not hesitant on his throwing. He gets his read. He knows where he wants to go with the ball, and he's getting it off quick. And he's got 2 great receivers, with Lemon and Lane on the outside. And the big thing for me, though, has been that offensive line, their pass protection. It's a lot, even though it's still early in the year, it's a heck of a lot better than it was last season. And that offensive line is actually working with what Lincoln Riley says is the best running back room he's had since he's been at USC. With Raymond Jordan and Eli Sanders leading the way.
Yeah, exactly. Notre Dame is now up 13-7, about to be 14-7 against Texas A&M. I still have Penn State as my number 1 team. Then they beat Villanova 52-6, and currently the Ohio State Buckeyes are only up 13-0 against their interstate rivals, Ohio.
Wow, that game! I would have figured they would have put up like 40 points by halftime.
Well, there's only 2:21 left in the half, and so again, it really. That's why I had Penn State as my number 1 team over Ohio State.
I can see that, and I'm curious how the game goes today, but I think if LSU has the type of game I expect them to have tonight against Florida, I think LSU is going to be at least number 2. But I'm on it. I had this feeling that they're just going to dominate Florida today and beat them by at least 20.
Well, Florida's up 3-0, and it's 4th and 9.
Okay.
LSU is going to be kicking the ball.
Well, I've been wrong many times when it comes to college football, so this wouldn't surprise me. But I don't. I think this is Coach Kelly is one of his better teams at LSU.
Yeah. If as a former Notre Dame coach that destroyed that franchise, as far as I'm concerned, I just don't have much love for Coach Kelly, right?
Oh, I can see that. I feel the same way about Paul Hackett when he was at USC.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, when you stop the boys going to mass before a football game, what in the heck are you doing?
Yeah,
this
you
is
should.
Notre Dame.
You should be fired on the spot for doing that.
When I read that, I was so because yes, I am a lapsed Catholic, but again,
same.
No, that's right. Notre Dame, you go to mass before you go out to that field. That's it.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line, right? But
I agree.
I mean, Marcus Freeman brought it back, thank goodness. But again, the loss to get against Miami, I was very disappointed in the way that Mike Denbrock called the offensive game, but Chris Ash was just so passive on defense. I'm like, this isn't the Al Golden defense. Chris Ash, you have to turn your boys loose because Beck was just in the pocket all night long.
Yeah, when I remember, growing up hating Notre Dame as a USC fan, they were always physical on both sides of the ball in the trenches. They were always a physical defensive line, offensive line. I don't see it as much now. I know a lot of the big physical players, especially now with NIL, they're choosing to go to other schools where the entrance requirements aren't as strict. And I respect the heck out of Notre Dame for not lowering their academic standards to get a player in there. I really respect that. But they do lose out on some great players that have gone on to Georgia, Miami, Florida, Alabama for a while. And Alabama still gets them. But you have to respect Notre Dame for sticking to what they believe in terms of academic requirements. They still get great players. Which
is why, and you know this, I've always said the NCAA made a huge mistake with putting the athletes before them being students. They made a huge mistake with that. It bothers me because they are supposed to be student athletes.
Yeah, because you look at it, how many Division I schools are? I still call it Division I. There's over 100 Division I schools.
136.
136. Maybe 1% of those players, maybe 1%. Make it to the NFL and actually have a career.
Mm-hmm.
You get a free ride into a college, take advantage of it, get your education, find something, because there's more, 99 point whatever percent, you're not going to play in the NFL, but you had that free opportunity to further your career outside of football.
Oh, exactly.
Take advantage of that.
Exactly. And I mean, these kids all graduate from the University of Notre Dame as well. They all graduate. That's the same sort of thing at USC and even that school up north, that place that I really don't like either.
And and I wish they would talk about that more, the graduation rates of these universities.
Oh, I have. I've said that. I've said that to Monty on his show, and I've said, hey, you look at those SEC schools and their graduation rates, they suck.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely sucked. And why they're being celebrated for just being a football factory is beyond me. Because, again, that means that they're no longer a student athlete. They're just athletes.
They're just athletes. And now with that NIL, I mean, honestly, for some, it makes sense to stay in school. They're making more money with the NIL than they may make with the NFL.
Absolutely. Arch Manning is making $6.8 million this year. He'll make at least $8 or $9 million next year.
Exactly.
So why does he need to go to the NFL?
Agreed. And I don't mean to laugh, but I kind of laugh at the quarterback who's at UCLA now. Took less NIL money to leave Tennessee to go to UCLA. I wonder if he's kicking himself in the rear for doing that.
Oh, I believe so. And Joey Aguilar, he was fantastic to begin that game. I mean, the guy was 14-14. And Chris Brazzell, 6
Oh.
catches, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely phenomenal today.
That second touchdown he had, oh my goodness. I'm like, this kid, that's really the first time I've seen him play. I'm like very impressed with him.
Well,
Aguilar impressed me because
Brazel the second there was a player with Tulane, so he came
Really?
over from Tulane. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Aguilar impressed me because you figured this was his big in the moment type of game. And he responded when the team needed him to respond at the end.
Yeah.
That says a lot about him. And I'm pretty sure UCLA's kicking themselves for letting him walk.
Well, I mean, yeah, he could have. I mean, yes, he did have the 2 interceptions, and he did have the 24 interceptions at App State as well. But again,
one of the interceptions I looked when he threw it, it was on a timing route and the receiver slipped breaking in. So really nothing he can do about that one.
No.
It just happens.
Yeah. But the other touchdown to Staley was a beautiful play as well. Thomas Jr., the safety for Georgia, he was sound asleep, and boy, Staley just blew by him.
Like, someone blew coverage on that one. Someone is doing some laps when they get back to Athens.
I think so. I think Mr. Thomas will not enjoy the film study tomorrow. No,
agreed.
No, absolutely not. So this week 3 has been a very decent week. But again, next week we get all these old rivalry games, like the Oregon State game, and do you like these games being this early now?
No, the rivalry games like that, those games should always be at the end of the season. Now, I understand when SC and Notre Dame play in South Bend, that game is always in October.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it should be. When they come to Los Angeles, the game is always in the end of November. That's when the rivalry game should be played.
Yeah.
Now I know, Oregon State, Oregon, they're no longer in the same conference, so that has to be accommodated. But to see them play in September, it loses some of its luster to me.
Yeah, it really has.
Yeah, it's disappointing, and I'm pretty sure you agree with this. I am hoping that SC and Notre Dame figure this out and continue what I believe is the greatest intersectional rivalry game.
Well, I mean, you and I both agree on that, because again, that school up north, it was Fielding Yost who decided that Notre Dame could not be a part of the Big Ten in 1921. Yes, kids, read your history. That is the facts. Fielding Yost of the Wolverines said no because he didn't like Knute Rockne. So there you go. That's why Notre Dame was never a part of the Big Ten. He's the guy who stopped that. So again, do I like that school? No. Do I love beating that school? You better believe it.
I'm pretty sure Joe loves hearing that.
Well, yeah, exactly. But again, when our schools play each other annually, it is a beautiful game no matter where it's played, whether it's in South Bend or at the Coliseum. These games are always great games.
Yeah, and like I said, I've yet to be able to go to a game at South Bend. That's on my bucket list for college football games. But the time that I've had the opportunity to go when Notre Dame was in town, the years I had season tickets, I wasn't able to go to all the games. And what lucked out is one of the season ticket holders, one of his brothers was a huge Notre Dame fan. So when I couldn't go, he knew my ticket was his automatically. Because I knew beginning of this, once the schedule came out, I can't go to that game. The ticket's already yours.
Yeah.
But when I was able to go, I was like, it's just a different vibe when we were able to tailgate. Just the atmosphere with everyone tailgating. You understood the tradition, the history of that game. And that was one of the games that we really got up for as fans.
Oh, it's always been a game that both teams, they cherished it. You don't care whether it's in South Bend or in LA. You don't care. You just know that it's going to be a war.
Yeah, and like before all the college playoffs and everything was about conference championships, if you were an SC coach, it was 4 things: win the conference, win the Rose Bowl, beat UCLA, beat Notre Dame. That's what was required every year. Those 4 things.
Yep.
And I believe the one after John Robinson, I forget his name, it's slipping my mind right now. He had a lousy record against Notre Dame. And then Larry Smith didn't do that well against Notre Dame. I mean, for a while, I mean, Lou Holtz just owned USC when he was there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was just, it
And,
was
and
rough.
Marcus Freeman has got a pretty good record right now against them as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to get short-term memory on that one right now.
Yeah. You have the short-term memory on that. But again, and CJ Carr has just made another first down for Notre Dame. They are going to be at the first and goal at 7. And CJ Carr is the grandson of the former head coach at that school up north, Lloyd Carr. So, I would have loved to have seen the Wolverines have to come down to play South Bend in the playoffs this year. I would love that.
But I wish that they would actually reschedule that game. I thought behind SC Notre Dame, that was a great matchup.
It comes back in 2030.
Yeah, I mean, I used to love watching that game.
It's 2030 or 2033, I think. That is, I mean, again, and this all goes back to that school up north and their decision. That's what it was. They made that choice. So,
and that's an issue with college football today. A lot of teams don't want to schedule those tough games because they have to keep the record intact so they can get into the playoffs.
But now with this new playoff system, you don't need to do that.
True, and like schedule those games, bring them back. It's what makes college football exciting. Those intersectional games.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone every year, Army Navy, everyone gets up for that.
I definitely am with Bill Carroll because he's an Army guy and I'm a Navy guy because I was a former Marine. So
yeah,
Department of the Navy.
I had nothing in that game, but every year I grew up on watching that Army Navy game. It was just something to watch, and not even with the Air Force. It's Army Navy, Alabama Auburn, SC Notre Dame, USC UCLA, Michigan Ohio State. And granted, those games will continue, but those intersectional games is what I really miss.
Oh, it was always a big deal, because again, and when people put down Notre Dame, they play SEC schools, they play ACC schools, they play Big Ten schools. They don't care who you are. You want to play Notre Dame, we'll play you.
Exactly.
And we'll go down to your park. We don't care. We're going down to Arkansas this year. We're playing Texas A&M right now. So that was two SEC teams.
Yeah, that was one of my complaints about Nick Saban. Beginning of the year, he's gonna play Florida State. Yeah, neutral site. He never went to Tallahassee. He never came out to the West Coast unless it was a bowl game.
Yep.
And that used to bother me. He had great teams in Alabama. Play those big games early in the year. Travel. Don't make it a neutral site game.
No.
And that was one of my criticisms about Nick Saban.
But again, those neutral site games are determined by the networks. That's
agreed.
That's the big issue. That's the big issue I have with all those neutral site games.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them.
The folks in Dublin are going to be hosting games until 2037. That's what they said a couple of days ago. So there'll be games over in Ireland till 2037.
Well, the international games I can understand. That I can understand, but when you have it's going to be LSU against Oregon, but we're going to play in Dallas. Like, no, play it at LSU, play it at Oregon. Let those fans really, the ones who can't afford to travel, let them enjoy those type of games.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would love to see that. I wish it would go back to that.
No, it should be. It should be. If you're gonna play schools, you got to play against their home fans.
Yeah, like SC's first game against Missouri State. I remember correctly, it was actually supposed to be part of a home and home against Ole Miss. We had seen the future schedule a few years ago. Like, okay, we get Ole Miss here and in Mississippi. All of a sudden, that game's off the schedule. We had to pick up a game and get Missouri State, so it was disappointing.
Yeah. Arkansas is actually tied with Ole Miss 21-21.
I think Kiffin's going to have a little bit of a struggle this year without Jackson Dart as quarterback.
Yeah. Iowa State beat Arkansas State 24-16, a very close game.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's just see here. Let's look at some other scores today. Do you really think that Mateer has been a really good asset for the Oklahoma Sooners?
So far, yeah. You know, through 3 games, you have to say so.
Yeah,
But we'll see how it goes as the season progresses. Once they get into SEC play, how they do.
yeah, yeah.
That's the
He's
same thing with SC.
he
Like,
has that he gets out of trouble so much better than so many other guys do. And he's not the fastest guy.
but you don't have to be. You could be quick in the pocket. Look at Dan Marino.
Yeah.
You hardly could sack him because he had quick feet in the pocket, even though he wasn't a fast person.
Yeah, it's a little mind-boggling.
It is, but I'm curious how they do once they get really into conference play to see how they handle it. Because Alabama, to me, just showed how much quicker. Like to me, the score wasn't even as close as it showed. I think they just thoroughly dismantled Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, but Wisconsin has got they've got major issues because
they do have major issues, but they
went
look
away.
so slow.
They went away from what was always successful for them, which was being a pound on the ground team. And Fickle going there was just a mistake, I think. I just always said it was. And now they're trying to go back to being a ground and pound team, but he doesn't have the same athletes that
No,
the other coaches always had it at Wisconsin.
Yeah, and their offensive line looks so slow compared to Alabama's defensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just see the diff. You could see why for the longest time the Big Ten could not compete against the SEC.
Well, it's true, but again, I would have preferred an Alabama play a Penn State early or Oregon or somebody with some speed.
Agreed.
Okay, well, let's go, boys.
Yeah,
but again, we'll see that come playoff time.
And you bring up Oregon, and Monty knows how much I can't stand Oregon. I mean, I always tell him that the O on that helmet stands for number of championships. But I really think this is probably one of the best teams that they've had in quite a long time.
This is the best team I have ever seen Oregon have. And I go back to the days when Dan Fouts was at Oregon. So, hey, I'm old. This Oregon team is loaded, and Dante Moore, who's no longer with the UCLA Bruins, is in heaven playing in Eugene. He is in heaven because he's got an offensive line in front of him.
Oh my goodness!
He's got 3 good ball carriers. He's got decent receivers. He can go. That kid, the tight end for Oregon, is just he's a nightmare.
Their defensive end, I forget it. I can't pronounce his name. It begins with a U.
Yeah, Uliagale.
Yeah, I know he's actually from out here in Southern California. Went to St. John Bosco High School. And when I saw him in high school, I thought he was better than his brother, the quarterback.
Oh yeah.
They kind of made some changes with him this year, made him more of an edge rusher instead of dropping back into pass coverage. And I think he's just going to dominate this entire year. I think they finally got a defense that can play with the big boys all season.
Yeah. That'll be an interesting game at the end of this month when they go out to the whiteout at Happy Valley.
Yeah, and we're going to find out a lot about Coach Franklin that game.
Yeah.
I think we are. But right now, if I had to pick in that game, I would give the slight edge to Oregon from what I've seen. No disrespect to Penn State because they are playing tremendous football right now. But I would give the slight edge to Oregon.
But Penn State's defense is so solid, and their offense is loaded as well. You've got
that's going to be
Allen,
a heck of a game.
And again, if Drew Aller could find his receivers a little bit more often, because again today he missed some receivers. That's gonna be a very, very interesting game indeed.
Because you figure Oregon is really going to bring some pass rush pressure on him in that game.
Yeah. But I said to Monty and I sent out the clip of the show last week. This could be the season where the Oregon Ducks actually finally win a national title. This could be it.
It could be. I mean, I hope it's not, but it could be. I mean, I think this is the granted they've played for national championships before, but I think this is I have to agree this is their best look at it going into this season. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong about that because I don't want to see them. I'd rather see the cobwebs in the trophy case for football. That would continue to make me happy. But yeah, if they do win it all, it's not going to surprise me.
No.
I think
Notre
they have
Dame,
the team to go through the Big Ten gauntlet.
Notre Dame is now up 17-7.
Yeah, I know SC's still up 17-3 right now. It's early in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, Notre Dame is up by Lake Michigan. West Lafayette is further down, yet you guys had all the thunder and lightning today, and it made no sense. But anyhow,
well, I'll admit, I helped a friend once. He's a manager for FedEx, and he needed to go to Indiana to bring back 2 of the delivery vehicles, and he goes, "Do you want to drive one? You know, my boss will pay for it." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Well, we landed in South Bend.
yeah,
I had no idea. I had this image of college town. When we got there, I'm like, "This is South Bend." I didn't realize it was mostly farm.
yeah,
And I was like, it's actually beautiful. I didn't get to see the
is.
campus. We weren't close enough to go by it. But it kind of like, okay, this wasn't what I was expecting for South Bend, Indiana. I'm expecting, college towns like I see here, UCLA or, out in Westwood. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
a little eye opening, but it was beautiful country.
See, now if you ever go to Notre Dame and you get to South Bend, you go to the Grotto on Friday night before the games, and you're just like, wow. And then you go to the Mass. Oh yeah. I mean, and you'll remember your Catholicism will come right back to you. I'm telling you, it hits you in a heartbeat. But it's just so magical there. It really is.
Obviously for SC, that would be the ideal time to go, but just to see a game there once. And I know you don't like the school, but going to the Big House, I would love to see a game there one time.
I've gone twice. I have gone to the Big House, which is, I've always said this. Do you remember those 1930s movies, Edward G. Robinson and all that sort of stuff? The Big House, that was the prison. Okay, what are you guys calling yourself a prison for? I mean, whatever. But again,
yeah, SC just went up 20-3.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, that game should already be over, right?
Yeah.
But again, our lovely weather. Florida and USC are tied at 3. Vanderbilt and South Carolina are tied at 7.
Wow. Okay.
I would not be shocked if Mr. Pavea gets a victory at South Carolina. They could do it. Ole Miss is now up 28-21. That's just going to be there is going to be no defense played in that game.
No, that's just going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, there will be no defense.
Yeah, it's going to be which offense blinks first.
And it's now 13-3, Ohio State over Ohio at halftime.
That's the shocking one. I mean, it's like they're really playing down to Ohio's level. And no disrespect to Ohio, but
Ohio is a very good team. They beat West Virginia, and I mean beat them.
Yeah, but you figure with Ohio State, the players that Coach Day has, that they were just going to roll them. It's like they kind of sleptwalk through that first half. And again, no disrespect to Ohio, and like you said, they have a good team, but you're looking at Ohio State, the horses that they have. You figure that they would just roll.
Yeah. Leonard Moore just left the Notre Dame game, and he did not look very good.
Oh wow,
that is a. I don't care what anybody says. He's the best cornerback in the country, and he's only a sophomore.
You hope for the best. You never want to see anybody get
hurt.
No.
Yeah, he didn't look all that good coming off the field, but we'll see what happens.
Did they help him off, or did he walk up on his own power?
He was being helped off.
Oh man.
Yeah. Wow. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because again, that was a big factor today for Tennessee. They didn't have both their starting corners. If they had McCoy and the other corner that they have, I can't remember his name, but if they had those two corners, Gunnar Stockton would have had a very tough game. Very tough game.
Agreed.
And that's the hard part about the game of football, right? I mean, when you got those injuries that hit you, uh, you're just history at that point.
Yeah, that's what you really need to develop, and get your second string players as much reps as you can so they're prepared.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And those second string gets did very well for Tennessee today as well. I mean,
the first two games SC played, they were blows. Like the first game, Jaden Mayava only played the first half, so a lot of guys got game reps, game experience, and I think that helps them going forward. SC fans got to see, the highly touted Longstreet at quarterback, see how he looked, and they figure he's the quarterback of the future. And so there's benefits with that. These guys get some actual game reps instead of just doing whatever they're doing in practice.
Well, that's true. So let's just see some of the other games that have gone on today. Let's just take a look here. For my normal host Randall, his Buffalo team beat Kent State 31-28 very late today. Kent State finally stopped that losing streak, but
how many was it?
It was 21 games.
Whew.
Yeah. And again, Nebraska just pounded Houston Christian 59-7.
Okay, I'm sorry, Houston Christian. That just sounds like a high school.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's and again expected. And then, like you said, these schools get paid to do this. It helps their program with funding, but it just bothers me. But I'm sorry, Houston Christian is it sounds like maybe that it's like a two-way high school out of Texas. I'm looking at stats right now. Jaden Mayava, 13-19, 228 yards. So far, Purdue's kind of containing SC's running game. 22 carries. They've held them to 85 yards, under 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So Purdue's doing a good job containing SC's running game, but they really haven't had an answer for Jaden Mayava's passing.
No.
If he keeps this up, he's going to be the dark horse in the Heisman conversation, the way he's playing. But again, you have to do it the whole season.
Yeah. Oh, and Belichick's boys pounded Richmond 41-6. What do you make of Belichick not allowing anybody from the Patriots to go to his facility anymore? What do you make of that?
Well, I heard him say, well, they banned us from their facility. So I'm like, really? You're 13? To me, it's petty. It is, and it seems a little childish for someone with Bill Belichick's stature, but
yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was real petty for him to pull something like that.
That was just utter nonsense as far as I was concerned.
What do you think about him coaching college football?
I just think he's just doing it just to keep his name out there. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, I know when he was with the Patriots and they were winning all these Super Bowls, everyone wanted to put him as the greatest coach of all time. I never did.
I don't.
He won. He didn't do squat without Brady. That's what I looked at. He didn't win without Brady. Period. He had one winning season in Cleveland, and
this is why my disposition for the former New York Jets guy that knocked out Bledsoe, which gave Brady the opportunity, really, really pees me off to no end. But again,
I mean, I look at it like Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks.
Yep.
I don't consider Gibbs the greatest coach of all time, but what he did to win those with 3 different quarterbacks says a lot.
Or Landry making the playoffs 21 straight years.
Exactly.
Bill, you didn't do that. No. But again, it's now 17-14. Texas A&M scored a nice touchdown. And again, it was a pass down to the 1 yard line. Then they knocked it in from 1. Leonard Moore wasn't out there. And that could really be painful for the Fighting Irish if that's the whole story of this game.
Well, you figure the Aggies are going to attack his replacement.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're going to go
Yeah.
after him.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if Notre Dame starts rolling a safety over, start to bracket.
well, they're gonna have
receivers.
to. They're
Yeah.
gonna have to. You know, and again, my number one safety in the draft class last year, Xavier Woods, played very well for the Atlanta Falcons in week 1. But you know, this Texas A&M team always has bothered me. They always have 4 and 5 star recruits year after year after year. Yet when it comes down to the crunch time, they can never get the job done.
That's coaching. You could be a great recruiter, but not know how to coach them in winning time.
I don't know if it's I don't think they get the right guys to go to College Station. I think they just find these guys who are 4 and 5 star athletes. Okay, come on in.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if they actually interview these high school kids enough to say, "Oh, I don't think you're really ready for College Station."
Good point. I mean, but also you got to look at it too. If you're going to play football and you want to play college football in Texas, are you going to College Station or are you going to go to Austin? If you have the choice.
Yeah, but trust me, there are so many people that despise Austin.
Agreed. I'm one of them. I still haven't forgiven them for beating SC in 05.
I'm talking about people in Texas who hate that school with a passion. You go to SMU and TCU in Dallas and Fort Worth. You got College Station. You got Texas Tech. You got Baylor. You got all kinds of other schools in that state who all despise the Longhorns. I mean, when I went down there that first time, and I was with my aunt, of course, because I was going to go to the Thanksgiving Day game. And she took me to my first college football game, which was a TCU game, because she loved the Texas Christian Horned Frogs. She loved them. When I said the Longhorns are, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you have to know what region you're in before you start talking Longhorns or the Horned Frogs. Yeah, that in Texas, I know football's religion, so you have to be very careful who you speak about and where you're standing when you do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, because of course I follow the Cowboys and I have my blue and silver breakdown show, and when I hear the Jane Slaters and the Calvin Hills, who both went to Texas, say that the Cowboys need to draft this player or that player, the Cowboys have never drafted a player in round 1 from the University of Texas, folks. Never have.
Wow. That is surprising. That is very surprising I have my feelings about, and I know we're not going to get into those idiots, but I have my feelings about who's running the Cowboys. So
yes.
But that is really surprising through the history of the Dallas Cowboys that they've never drafted anyone from Texas in the first round.
Nope. Never have.
Do you figure just offensive linemen alone?
But again, Texas, there's other schools out there that have had better offensive lines, right? I mean, when they took Zach Martin, everybody was like, "Huh, what?" Of course, I was excited because I knew who Zach Martin was.
Right.
Boom, right? But again, these things happen. This is the world of football, and people don't want to get that through their heads.
Yeah, I did the same thing, 3 years ago when the Rams drafted Stetson Bennett. A lot of people didn't like it. I actually liked the pick. I go, he's not going to be a top-tier quarterback in the NFL.
Oh my! Jeremiah Love just scored a great touchdown on the pass. Oh Lord, 36-yard TD reception. It's now 23-14. CJ Carr has a very good arm.
Well, Purdue just scored and made it 20-10. About a little over just under 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. Miami's starting to just blow it out now, 35-6 over South Florida.
Yeah.
South Florida's like, they got a wake-up call today.
Well, you knew Miami was
they were ready.
They were ready because South Florida, I said it last week, and I said it in our CFB room. I said last week, USF can beat the Gators. I was right. They did it in a miracle fashion. It was 18-16, all that fun sort of stuff. But USF isn't going to surprise anybody any longer.
No,
because you beat up Boise State week 1, and then you shock Florida. Come on. And
Yeah,
and you just knew Miami was just, oh, okay.
they're just
We're going to
chomping at the
take this.
bit. Let's get Saturday here. Let's get to go work.
Well, no, we took this week very seriously. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
one that surprised me, Illinois is only up 10-0 on Western Michigan at the half.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shock. But again, some of these smaller schools, as I found out last year, Northern Illinois beat the Irish.
Yeah, I remember that game, and I was so in shock when that happened. I thought it, again, because of this, I enjoyed that.
I know you did. I know you enjoyed.
But it was honestly, it was a very well played game. Northern Illinois just came in. Their game plan that they came in with, they were just able to execute it enough to get to it. I don't think Notre Dame took them lightly. I just think Northern Illinois played the game of their life that day.
Well, they certainly did. It was definitely a shock for myself, and those things can happen. But it was a very big shock to see that happen at South Bend.
Yeah, I wasn't dancing in the street after that loss. I only do that when they lose in the national championship.
Yeah. So you did that. You did that later on, or earlier this year, I should say.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're good enough to get there. I just don't think they don't get the players that they used to get.
But
like
now,
the players that Lou Holtz was able to get.
But like Jeff and I have always said, Notre Dame was missing the cornerbacks. They've got Christian Gray and Leonard Moore. They have recruited other good cornerbacks as well. I mean, I'm talking 5-star corners. When you get those 5-star cornerbacks and you get a quarterback like they have in CJ Carr, that's when Notre Dame can challenge again for a national title. That's the difference. It was always the lack of a quarterback and the lack of the corners which really killed Notre Dame against those bigger schools. That was the killer.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the cornerbacks, especially looking into the college football playoffs, they need physical cornerbacks.
Yeah,
you need to be physical on the edges, on the outside. You got to just a lot of this this RPO or it's a lot of quick first read throw. You got to be physical to take away that first read.
Yeah.
And it throws a lot of quarterbacks off when their first read is taken away.
And Christian Gray had that one mess up against the Ohio State Buckeyes last year. That was it. That was the game. That was the game. That one mess up that Christian Gray had, and boom, it went for 6. These things happen.
It does. I mean, I wish SC would have been there, but they Riley just after his first year, he's really hasn't done much. I mean, this team is obviously so far that it's a better team than they've had last year. And I know they're looking into next year when they have one of the top recruiting classes coming into next season.
And LSU's now up 10-3.
Okay.
Now, okay, Leonard Moore is back on the field. He is okay.
Good. Okay, that's good.
Goodness.
Hopefully it was just a slight cramp.
Yeah, whatever it was. I didn't actually see him go down. I just saw him coming off the field here when I was looking up at the TV. So they come to this is the October game, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the October game this year. Yeah, no, next week we have Michigan State next week and then Illinois. And I want to say it's the 11th or the 18th we go to South Bend.
Yeah, I think it's the 18th.
Yeah.
I think it's the 18th. It's usually the third week in and the last week in November.
Yeah, and as you call them, the school up north comes to the Coliseum this year.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Pound that place.
I thought about going to that game. And I said, well, let me look at tickets. And that thought went right out my mind quick. Yeah, I was seeing tickets between 200 to 500 for that Michigan game. I was like,
Good Lord.
For people like our age, you get to reminisce about the Rose Bowl back in the late 70s. Michigan, USC, John Robinson against Coach Schembechler.
See,
You know-
your USC Trojans were not in my favorite Rose Bowl. I'm sorry to tell you this. My favorite Rose Bowl was 1978 when Warren Moon took the Huskies against that school up north and beat them. That was my favorite. I always have loved the Rose Bowl, and I love the fact that it was always the Big Ten versus the Pac-10, and now, of course, Pac-12, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But
I still remember
that was tradition.
Charlie White diving over for that touchdown to beat Ohio State.
Yep.
That's when I really became a USC fan, watching Charlie White running the ball for SC and Coach Robinson. I don't remember a whole lot with Coach McKay. I do remember watching Pat Hayden play because my cousin at the time was her boyfriend, played on that team in the mid 70s for USC.
Yeah.
So I remember that, but get more into it when John Robinson took over for Coach McKay. That's when I really got into USC football.
Oh, Marcus Allen was he was such a good running back item.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't remember he started off as a fullback blocking for Charles White.
Yeah.
That's what people would see us walking around, oh, you're a bandwagon fan. I'm like, no. I go back to when Marcus Allen was a blocking fullback. What?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember it was Paul McDonald as a quarterback. Yeah. I go, You don't know who Paul McDonald is. You're not an SC fan from back in the 70s.
No, exactly. Yeah. But again, when we talk about the old days that we grew up with, that's not real football.
That was football.
These guys are so much better today.
No.
Oh Lord!
Giving student body right 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I love that football.
Yeah.
I love wasn't a fan of Ohio State, but I was a fan of Coach Hayes until they punched that player.
Well,
but
as long as Coach Hayes was beating Coach Schembechler,
yeah, you were good with it.
With Coach Hayes.
Yeah, I know. When it comes to that week, I'm pretty sure Joe and I will have a little friendly back and forth that week.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I gotta give Joe some, back and forth, and give him a little bit of a hard time for that game.
Well, again, we all have our favorites, right? But again, when our two schools play each other, we are respectful with each other.
It's all friendly banter.
Yeah.
I mean, we had guys that would sell shirts. Like I have a shirt on. It's an SC shirt from where we would tailgate. We always tailgate at a certain corner for every game when we had our tickets. So we had shirts made. It was on Menlo and 39th. So we called ourselves the 39th and Menlo tailgaters. So one of the season ticket holders had a bunch of shirts made for us. So road games, I always wear that shirt.
There you go.
Yeah, home games. When I went to the home opener, instead of wearing a jersey, I have put on an SC polo shirt. I'm like, maybe I'm a little too old for the SC jerseys, and I haven't bought a new one in a while. But so I'm wearing it now. My Menlo, my tailgating shirt. But it was a fun time back then when we had our corner.
Yeah.
And we had that corner for 20 years until they built the arena for LAFC soccer.
Right.
Then they started putting material there, so we lost the corner.
Yeah.
But now tailgating is not the same anymore. Before, regardless of game time, parking opened at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So we were there 5 a.m. in line to get to park. It could be a 7 p.m. game, and we were there at 5 a.m. And 7 p.m. game, I wasn't getting home till like 1:32 in the morning because we let traffic die. Then we would go.
Oh yeah.
Now you can't tailgate there anymore because that corner's gone. Then George Lucas built a museum, so another spot of tailgating's gone. And now they open parking 6 hours before kickoff. So it's just not the same anymore. No, and I gave up my tickets 3 years ago when my oldest son was, I believe he was a junior in high school. He playing baseball. They did a fall league, and all their fall league games coincided with SC kickoff times.
So you would have been there. You would have been there when I was at a game in which was 1986.
No, actually, I didn't really start going until the late 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. We just started going to games.
1986, I got to go see the Fighting Irish played USC.
You mean beat USC?
Well, that too.
Yeah,
I
if
just,
if I'm not
just said,
mistaken, wasn't that the Tim
I
Brown
just said,
game?
see, I was being very nice and said we were just playing them. I wasn't talking about beating them. I mean,
No,
I'm
I
nice
remember
about
that. I think that was a Tim Brown game because if I'm not mistaken, that was
yeah,
the day Ted Tollner tried to introduce the seniors and all the fans booed him.
booed them. Yeah,
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 I remember that game.
yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm almost 40 years ago, and I still remember that beat down.
So, but again, I got to go see that one.
Yeah,
Was,
we like I said, we started just going to games.
yeah,
And we were able to. Like, Paul Hackett, no one was going. We would go right before kickoff and buy tickets, and we were hitting like 4 or 5 games a year. I'm like, you know what? My friend's like, why don't we just get season tickets? We're already coming, and that's how it started. 4 of us were in, and we did it for, like I said, over 20 years. I was the first one to let them go because I had to choose between going to SC games or watching my son play baseball. I chose my
and
son's baseball games.
well, yeah, you're
And so I was at that time I was going to maybe 1 game a year. It's like you're just losing money because I wasn't selling my tickets.
no.
No, we had a bunch of friends that would go say, okay, give it to this guy. We have a friend who's an alumni at USC. All right, let him have the ticket so he can go to the game and sit with you guys.
Yeah.
And like I said, Notre Dame, my friend Joseph, big Notre Dame fan. All right, Joseph, I'm not going. That ticket is automatically yours.
And
so you already know you're going.
So USC's up 23-10.
23. Yeah, I just kicked another field goal. What are we looking at? We got 5 minutes left in the third. This is going to be a little test to see how, because a lot of games that SC lost last year on the road and conference play, they held fourth quarter leads and they wore down defensively.
Yeah.
So I know Lincoln Riley and the defensive staff and the new conditioning coaches that they brought in were emphasizing to be conditioned for this type of play so they don't wear down in the fourth quarter.
See, Notre Dame's defensive front is not attacking the same way that they did last year. And I'm shocked by that. Bryant Young, I mean, that young man was a dynamite player last year. I haven't seen him get to a quarterback yet this year.
They play more reactionary?
No, they just seem to be getting stuck at the line.
And that's not Notre Dame football.
No. And
Leonard
Moore just knocked down a touchdown pass.
I hope their defensive line plays that way in mid-October.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's going to be, if both teams go into that game undefeated, and there is a chance.
Well, no. Notre Dame lost.
Notre Dame's right. Notre Dame lost, but if SC has a chance.
Yeah,
there's a chance that they can go into that game undefeated. That's right, because they played Michigan the week before on the 11th. That's right. I remember that's my dad's birthday. So that game is going to be a tough one for SC at the Coliseum when Michigan comes down. But we can't look that far ahead because we still got Michigan State and Illinois in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and we go to
that Illinois team. That Illinois team is tough. They are tough.
And we go to Illinois for that game. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
It's now 24-20. I'm stunned by this Notre Dame defense. The way they played these first 2 games.
Ohio State is up 13-9 in that game.
Yep.
Wow.
But you cannot mess around with a school like the Ohio. They just play real tough, straight ahead football.
Now, what you're feeling on this when you see games like that, and let's say somehow Ohio beats them, how bad does that hurt Ohio State in the rankings?
In people's minds, it would hurt them a whole big bunch.
In reality,
not as much as people would.
Yeah, like Clemson was ranked 12th coming into this game. Like, no, they should have been a lot lower. Honestly, I would.
Your USC,
they should drop out of the top 25.
Your USC Trojans are not ranked. They should be. They should be in the top 25. They should.
I was okay with them not being ranked after beating Georgia Southern because to me, they really haven't been tested yet. They did what they were supposed to do. I mean, you saw the point spreads in the game.
But now, I mean, they're going to go 3-0. They should.
Yeah, they should go 3-0. If they pull this game off, and they should, I could see them coming in at 19 this week.
I don't know if they're going to make it up to 19. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
because because other schools will get their voters that vote for them, blah blah blah, and USC has their voter section of guys who always support them, blah blah. But again, that is the downside of being on the West Coast.
It is a lot of voters don't watch West Coast games because it's too late. I understand that.
Yeah.
And Monty and I disagree because I always say there's SEC bias when it comes to the voters. And like I said earlier, I think anyone who plays a cupcake game should be penalized for that. But it just doesn't happen.
No.
And I would be the first, if SC scheduled a game like that, I'd be the first one screaming at the top of my head. Why are they playing that kind of game?
Because again, it's to help out that other college. That's
I agree. I get that, but it would annoy me to a point. We call ourselves the brothers in anger.
Yep.
You would see me at a level I would be at a level you have never seen before if SC would have scheduled a game like that.
Well, when Notre Dame played Tennessee State, I was not an angry man because I understood that an HBCU school coming up to Notre Dame, that was huge for that university. And you know how I feel about the HBCU guys who never get picked for the draft and all. That drives me off the deep end. Those are great players. They deserve the opportunity. They should not all be UDFAs.
Because I believe Ohio State played Grambling last week.
Yep.
Yeah, so they got a chance to experience being at the shoe.
Yep.
Okay, and I understand that. But when they played Missouri State week 1, and we left in the third quarter, we said once it gets to 50, we're gone. And we looked at these kids, they get to come to California. They get to come. Mm-hmm. They're going to In-N-Out. A lot of these kids don't know what In-N-Out. They get to experience what a double-double is and see what all the hype about In-N-Out is.
Yeah. So,
they got to enjoy that experience.
Well, that's all very true. The experience that those young people do get to have, that will stay with them the rest of their lives.
Agreed.
So that is a good thing. And even if it is USC who ends up playing Bug Tussle University out of wherever they are from, guess what? USC did a good thing for a different university. That's the way I look at it. It's why Notre Dame decided to play Tennessee State.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I would sound like a hypocrite if I didn't criticize it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and that's one thing I would criticize. It would probably be an article about it.
No. CJ Carr just threw a pick.
Wow. Are you surprised he didn't go to Michigan?
He went to his receiver that was close, but he threw it high. The receiver took it off his hand and it went into Aggies.
Oh wow. Yeah. SC just scored again. They're up 30-10. Yeah, are you surprised Carr's grandson didn't go to Michigan?
He's actually said that the university did not pursue him at all, really.
Wow. Okay, I'm a little surprised.
So,
I mean, I don't know much about him, about his high school career, what kind of quarterback he was in high school.
Well, he played right there.
For Notre Dame to recruit him.
He lived right there. So,
it's interesting. I mean, you figure, okay, his grandfather was a head coach, some type of legacy there.
Yep.
I mean, are you happy with him other than that interception right now, but how he's been playing so far this season?
I think Denbrock used him as a passer way too much in the first game. Jeremiah Love only had 10 touches as a running back. What? You have to run the football. You have to run it. This is a shocking performance by the Notre Dame defense to me. This is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, like SC's last score, pick 6.
Marcus Freeman needs to get his defense together. He was a defensive coach. He understands how defense should be played, and he needs to step in there because this Chris Ash is having some difficulty right now.
Needs to take over. Yeah, like I'm looking here, pulling it up real quick. Purdue was driving 70-yard pick six right now. That's what gave us the last score.
Yeah.
But what I really like, everyone calls Lincoln Riley the quarterback whisperer. He's balanced. His offense has been balanced.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, he's got running backs that he's very happy with, particularly Wayman Jordan and Eli Sanders. And like I said, this is the best running back one we have. He's happy with his two outside receivers, Lemon and Lane, and they're calling it Lemon Lane.
Yeah.
But he's keeping the offense balanced. So it does keep the defense where they can't focus on one attack. You got, and everybody always runs those RPOs, and Mayava is dangerous with his legs as well. But we're seeing a big difference with him this year compared to last year, and his moments when he wants to get rid of the pass, he's not hesitating.
Yeah,
and that is huge. He's playing with a lot more confidence this year than he had the learning period last season when he took over for Miller Moss, and then he had the whole off season to absorb that offense.
Well, so who's your top five?
Right now, my top five, I have Penn State, Miami, LSU, Georgia, and Oregon. And not in that particular order. Those are just the ones that came to my head. But those are my top five right now.
I wonder why we're in agreement.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. But again, you talk about those three Big Ten teams. They are all powerful teams. Powerful teams.
Very powerful. And we're going to learn a lot about the coaches from Penn State, from Oregon, when they face each other.
Yeah.
Because and like I said, they're very good coaches, but in the big game, do they get tight when it comes to coaching?
So there's Julio. How do you feel about the UCLA loss? There you go.
Who? I don't want to waste my breath even talking about them anymore. But no, it's Coach Foster. I don't know. He just doesn't have the horses. My brother-in-law, big UCLA guy, and on Labor Day we were talking about them, and I had a chance to speak with him, and he's like, they just don't have the horses right now. They're not getting those players right now. Right now, Lincoln Riley is winning the recruiting battle in LA.
Yeah.
The players that are staying here, because a lot of the big name players are leaving. They're going out of state.
I could see USC moving on to the Big Ten. I could not see UCLA joining them. I didn't see that because the recruiting battles are tough any year for UCLA.
It is.
Especially now you're going up to the Big Ten?
Yeah, I mean, SCs have that ability to recruit cross country. UCLA never really had it. Even when they had good teams, it was mostly local kids.
Yeah.
But they really haven't been the same since Chip Kelly, really.
No.
I mean, I always remember Terry Donahue as a coach. I vaguely remember Dick Vermeil coaching them. But, Terry Donahue, it was more that I grew up with him. Chip Kelly had a decent run there for a while. But
see, you got my UCLA quarterback. Guess who he is? Guess who my number one quarterback is?
Don't tell me Troy Aikman.
No, not Troy. Even though Troy went to lead the Cowboys to 3 Super Bowls. No.
Who do you have?
The man who became Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Mark Harmon.
Oh my God. I forgot he quarterbacked that at UCLA.
He quarterbacked them, and
I forgot that.
USC that year.
Wow, I completely forgot he played at UCLA.
Yes.
Now, I was thinking maybe the one who won a Heisman for UCLA, but I'm thinking that was before our time.
Oh, yeah. That's long before our time.
Yeah, because I think that was early 60s he won that Heisman. Yeah, I completely forgot about Mark Harmon.
Yeah.
I was going to even throw out Brad Johnson.
No.
Or Brett. Was it Brad or Brett? Yeah, no,
Correct.
Rob Johnson played at USC. His brother
Yeah.
played at UCLA. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I remember when they played at I believe it was El Toro or El Dorado High School out
El
here in Orange
Dorado High
County.
School.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I remember these things. El
Yeah.
Dorado.
See, what I remember about Troy Aikman, he couldn't beat SC.
No.
He was 0-2. I mean, but SC they both had real good teams at the time. And
Yeah.
Rodney Peete just got the better of him in those matchups. Because I still remember that catch Eric Alford made at the Coliseum.
But Troy got 3 Super Bowl rings.
Yes,
How many
he
did
did.
Rodney end up with? Zip.
And
So,
I'll give you that.
yeah.
Troy was obviously the better pro.
Yeah.
He was. I wonder if he's thankful now. I'm pretty sure he is that he actually broke his leg and lost his playing time at Oklahoma.
Florida just tied LSU 10-10.
Okay. That's some defensive battle in that game.
Yep.
Well, I guess Florida learned their lesson from last week.
Well, that Florida team played a solid defensive game as well. They
did.
played a very good defensive game last week, except they just couldn't hold off USF at the end. They just couldn't do it. And that happens, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you have games. I still USC Stanford at the Coliseum. SC was number 1, basically. They were going to the national championship game. SC was I think it was like a 20-some point favorite in that game, and Stanford beats them.
Yeah,
I still remember 4th and 24, I believe, and they convert.
Yep.
And we just sat there with our jaws dropped after that game.
But I mean that happened at the Coliseum.
At the Coliseum, yeah. We were just sitting there like,
no
way.
When you go out to that farm, the farm is a nightmare for all those highly ranked teams. I don't care who you are. I mean, Notre Dame's gone out there and gotten beaten. Your USC Trojans have been beaten. The Oregon Ducks have been beaten by Stanford. That school, again, is another one that just they play teams very tough, especially at the farm.
I got to see a game there once after they renovated the stadium.
Yeah.
And we were up there at the time. Went with my wife. We were up there because she's a Viking fan, and my friend, one of my SC friends, is a Viking fan. So we got a bunch of tickets for the Niner Viking game in Frisco. So we were going. He's like, SC plays at Stanford that Saturday. So him and I went to the game.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we're tailgating in the woods because I didn't know what the stadium was like, and they had just remodeled the stadium. Beautiful stadium, beautiful place to watch a game.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can say I went to. I would actually take that stadium over the Rose Bowl. Been to the Rose Bowl. Went to an SC game once, SC UCLA game. I believe it was in 04 or 05. I think it was 05. I'll never go again. It just because of the bleacher seating, and I'm not a small guy, so you're sitting like this. Like, it just wasn't comfortable. But I could say I've been to a game at the Rose Bowl.
That's right.
So that was a great experience. It's just you're not comfortable sitting.
Yeah,
that was the only drawback.
Yeah. Texas A&M's having a very hard time trying to get this ball into the end zone against Notre Dame. Thank you. Finally, the Fighting Irish defense is showing up.
Well, Miami's up 30 with about that game's pretty much over. I can hear Meredith singing "Turn Out the Lights." They're up 30 with 7 minutes to go.
Oh Lord! Oh, did he just smoke the Texas A&M quarterback?
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
16-9, halfway through the third, Ohio State and Ohio.
Yep.
That game has just got me baffled.
Well,
I mean,
Ohio University had the Rourke brothers as their quarterbacks. Nathan Rourke was back up here in the CFL, and his brother, who is of course injured and is on the Niners practice squad or injured list.
I know it's just baffling to me right now. I know you have clunkers every year. Every team has a clunker. This might be Ohio State's.
Yeah,
and it's funny, like between the two. I mean, I know how you feel about Michigan. I kind of feel that way about Ohio State.
Yeah,
between the two, I always rooted for Michigan when they played each other. I don't know. It was something about Ohio State I just didn't like.
No. I just cannot root for that. No, I just can't root for that team in Ann Arbor. I just can't.
There are a handful of teams that I just will never root for.
Yeah.
Obviously, UCLA, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama. I just won't root for them. Who else? I know those four for sure. Just something about them. Just
Texas A&M just scored, so it's going to be 28-24 once they kick the extra point, and there's a minute and 11 left in the first half.
What was the spread on that game?
I have no idea. Because I don't do spreads. I don't do that. I don't gamble on games. I never have.
Well, I do this one. I do the NFL. You pick every game based on point spread and you rank them.
Yeah.
So I do that every year, and it's fun. And you just go, oh, okay. And I've had the first week terrible. It was pathetic. I just got smoked pretty much every game, and I lost the Thursday night game so far. But straight up, NFL week 1, I went 12-4 straight up.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, okay, I went 12-4. So I beat Monte. Monte said he went 11-5, so I can hold that over him.
There you go. Whenever we get anything that we hold over Monty, we will remind Monty of these things at all times. This is what the brothers in anger. This is why we were called that. Is because we would hold Monty accountable for things that he said.
Yeah, Purdue just scored. It's now 30-17 early in the fourth.
Yeah.
Now we're going to find out if SC learned their lesson from last season.
Yeah.
4 road games in the Big Ten that they had leads in the fourth and lost. Yeah. Let's see if they've learned. Let's see what Lincoln Riley has learned as a coach.
That's going to be a key thing. I mean, yes, he is a quarterback whisperer, but his defenses have been just horrific.
Yeah, everyone got excited when they brought in Coach Lynn out of UCLA because he did a tremendous job his last year at UCLA.
Yeah.
It's just last year, okay, different conference, more physical brand of football, and they wore down.
Yeah,
they weren't ready for that type of football.
No,
so hopefully they've learned and got better conditioned to get ready and got stronger to get ready for Big Ten football.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how they close this game out.
Yeah, we shall see what happens with that. So let's see if Notre Dame can do anything here in this last minute and 11. And again, they've got Carr throwing the football.
Well, they're going to try to get in the field goal range, I would imagine, minute and 11.
Yeah.
How many timeouts do they have?
I think they've got all 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to assume get in the field goal range, let's get some points, and then regroup at halftime.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, now let's get this moving here, Irish.
Yeah, like I'm checking everything here. I'm even checking baseball scores because going back and forth on that, watching my Dodgers frustrate me.
I'm telling you, getting to see those Blue Jays play, they are just
yeah.
They now have 2 more come from behind wins than any other team in baseball, which is the Dodgers, the second. They've won their 5th time today in the 9th inning. They came back and won.
Okay.
Which is tied for the major league lead. They are just hitting that ball from. Remember the 92-93 Jays? Yes. This team is reminding me of them, except they don't have the big power guys that they had back then, right?
You don't need it.
No,
Milwaukee's proving that you don't need power guys.
Yeah. Which is beautiful to see because, again, you and I have both said, always going for the home run sucks.
Yeah, I know. I did Monte's show last Sunday, and he brought up the Dodgers about getting to the World Series. And I'm like, honestly, if I had a pick, if they played Milwaukee in a best of 7, I'd take the Brewers right now. I'd take the Brewers in 6.
Yeah.
Now, the Dodgers starting pitching has been pitching a lot better lately. I mean, yesterday, Yamamoto went 7, gave up 1 run on 1 hit. So he's given up 2 runs and 2 hits in his last 2 starts.
Gosman's last start.
Oh, yeah. That
9 innings, 2 hits.
Shutout against Houston. I watched that game.
Yeah.
It was on MLB Network, so I'm like, I'm going to watch it.
And that was coming off of the 8-inning game that he had against the Yankees the game before. So, again,
I've been saying all year, Detroit is going to come out of the American League. If they match up in the ALCS, That's won 7 games. And does
Uh,
Detroit
I-
have anything behind Skubal that they
I
can
think-
really trust as a starting pitcher?
No, I think the Jays hitters, they don't care who it's been. They have hit everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, they're playing
So-
tremendous baseball right now. I mean, Bichette finally got going.
Well, yeah, but he's been out. He's been out because
Yeah.
he's on the injured list right now.
Yeah, let them get some rest before playoffs. I mean, get
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could see them in Detroit in the ALCS. Hopefully they don't match up in the division series. I don't think they will.
No,
I think they'll both have the bye. So that would be a tremendous matchup, those two teams in the ALCS.
Toronto now has a 1.5 game lead over the Tigers in the AL. So
Okay, so they would have home field.
yeah,
Oh man. Yeah, it's just like this,
Well-
the Dodger bullpen scares me.
yeah,
They're overworked, they're tired. Even yesterday, after he gave up the walk-off grand slam, Tanner Scott, you could tell he has no confidence in himself right now. And he's wondering, am I tipping pitches? Because they're just exploding on his fastball.
Unfortunately, there's a Texas A&M player down on the field, and
no.
they'd gone to a break already.
That's not
Um,
good.
It was not a pretty thing.
Oh man. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Oh, you hate to see that.
No, you don't like to see any injuries. Unfortunately, I mean that it is part and parcel of the game of football, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. I mean, it is a contact sport, but and I've seen people do this, and I hate people that do this when they root or cheer when someone on the opposing team gets hurt. And that's a lack of class.
ask Mr. Barnes and I about the Michael Irvin injury, and we'll discuss that. And
when the Eagles fans cheered.
Oh
yeah, I thought that was a total lack of class because we don't know what was going on with him at the time. He could have been paralyzed. You don't do that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sit there. If it says in Notre Dame, I'm sitting there, get up. If an Irish player hurt, I don't want to see any kid getting hurt or anybody getting hurt for that matter. I mean, exactly. I love the way the NFL used to play and call it when they actually hit, but I never wanted to see anyone get hurt. I just like the contact.
No. Exactly right.
So I'm hoping so they're on break. Hopefully that kid's okay.
Yeah.
Like a friend of mine, his son's playing high school football, and his son came out in the paper some stuff that he did on yesterday's game. So I'm texting, hey, I heard your son had a great game. He goes, yeah, he had to come out during the game because he took a hard hit. Like, well, hopefully he's okay. I haven't heard back from him, so I'm hoping the kid's okay because I've known him since he was 5.
Right.
So hopefully the kid's okay and he just got his bell rung and just being precautionary reasons. Let's get him out of the game.
Yeah, this is taking some time.
Yeah,
unfortunately, because they've gone to commercial twice now, and now they're back. They're back on the field again.
Is he still lying down?
Yeah.
Oh man, you wonder if they're going to bring the cart out. Please tell me he's moving.
I cannot see. They've got this player surrounded.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I had a high school game like that my junior year. I still remember it. It was our second league game, and we were up. And one of the players from the other school, neck injury.
Yeah.
And the game just paused, and we had to wait. Ambulance came out, EMTs were checking him, and they had to take him to the hospital. And we got deflated.
Oh yeah.
Everyone who's playing that could have been us.
Yeah.
And our coaches are trying to get us, get back in the game mode. And we're, obviously we're worried about this kid because, like I said, it could have been us. And never heard anything bad. So I'm thinking he was okay, but
this player, he's still down, and they've now gone to commercial for a third time. Now.
Oh wow.
This is just horrifying.
That's not good.
No, it truly, this is something that we absolutely despise in the game of football. Is an injury like this, we just hate it.
Yeah.
We've seen guys become paralyzed.
Yes, far too many. Once is too many.
And I've seen it more than once, unfortunately, because I was old enough for the Raiders hit.
The Jack Tatum hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Do you think it was a cheap shot? I mean, for the time.
For the time, it wasn't. It was
Yeah.
not a cheap shot. That was allowed. That was
Yeah.
allowed. I mean, obviously, in the game of football, we've gotten a little bit smarter about hitting the head and all that fun sort of stuff. But again, we saw Mike Utley go down. We've seen all this, right?
Yeah, I remember that Utley game.
We've seen this,
it.
and it's just a horrifying feeling.
When I played, we were taught you're going to hit right here. You lead with the crown of your helmet. That's how we were taught to hit. We had kids my freshman year. We were doing something called Bull in the Ring.
Yeah.
So you remember that? And he goes down and he's screaming at my neck. We were 14, 15 years old. We're cheering.
Yeah.
We didn't realize how bad it was until the ambulance showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I know today, the youth football, they teach them to lead with the face mask, not with the crown of the head.
That's right.
Like, how many of us had our necks compressed on those type of hits?
And even playing hockey up here in the north, where I played without a helmet, we never hit anybody from behind. We never did. We never did. And in our football, we were always taught to hit with the face mask first, just like you guys are finally learning down there. That's how I was taught. Yeah. You hit with the face mask first.
No, I remember my high school, we had gold helmets. Yeah. We actually looked like the Packers. And we were told there better be different color marks on the front of your helmet after every game.
I'm shocked that there isn't an ambulance out there.
Oh man.
The cart is out there. Where's the ambulance? I don't get this.
Wow.
I really don't understand. Because this is just scary.
I'm assuming they're not showing any replay.
No.
Okay, so then it's bad.
NBC will not show a replay. He's on it. He's on the stretcher.
Does he have any movement?
I can't tell because he's totally surrounded by everybody. The whole team is out there.
Oh man. Wow. Well, let's just hope for the best.
Yeah. This is just an ugly, ugly incident. And I didn't really see which one of the two defenders went down. Okay, he's on the cart, and now the cart's leaving.
Do they have him strapped?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's strapped.
Oh, man, we're looking at head or neck injury then.
Yeah. Strapped. Oh, yeah, his neck is completely okay. He's got. Seeing him right now, he doesn't appear to even be conscious.
Oh man,
wow. That's horrible. Yeah. So that is, and the ambulance is there waiting for him.
Oh man,
just terrible.
Let's just hope that's all precautionary.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly right. Exactly right.
Wow.
So.
And I'm looking at SC just missed a field goal.
Oh,
yeah.
How do you feel about the way that the young man from Tennessee missed that field goal earlier? I think we spoke about it.
Yeah, like I took it. I'm not surprised. I just had this feeling he was going to miss. First time attempting a game winner.
Yeah.
I was looking at him on the sideline, and I'm looking at his eyes, and they're talking. He's doing these deep breaths, trying to calm himself. Like, this kid's too jacked up.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not surprised that he missed it.
Yeah. And just to push it as far right as he did was.
Oh yeah, it reminded me of the old Florida State Miami games from the '80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, that false start that just killed. I would have probably run one more play. Because they had that timeout. I could run a play.
That was third down. That was on third down.
I would have run one more. Because Heupel could have called the timeout still, get it down to like maybe 4 seconds. And I think, who knows, maybe they would have got a few yards out of it. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I know the one in overtime he hit for, I believe it was 41, 42 yards.
Yeah.
So I was like,
40,
okay,
it was the same. It was the same distance as the one he missed.
and he was
42.
right down the middle with that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I missed the play that got Georgia the first and goal in overtime. So I don't know how they got inside the 5 right away.
Oh,
I
that
was going back and forth on the
oh,
SC
that,
game.
that was a beautiful run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I saw the field goal, then I went back to the SC game, and then when I went back, Georgia already had first and goal. So I'm like, well, this game's over.
Notre Dame is just messing everything up. The center just snapped the ball. Carr was over on the other side of the line. It's like, hello.
And they're in the third quarter, or is it halftime?
It's going to be halftime.
Okay.
Halftime. This is not the Notre Dame that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, well, Utah is only up 3-0 against Wyoming. And that's at the half.
That's at the half.
Yeah.
This is a very, very strange.
Vanderbilt's up 14-7 on South Carolina.
That's I was just about to say that, and that is, I said it earlier. Vanderbilt can beat South Carolina. That is no easy place to go to.
Yeah, every time I think of Vanderbilt, I always think of the baseball program because they've had a very good baseball program for a number of years.
Oh yeah, but hey, when they beat Alabama last year, I was in heaven. Like yes.
Tennessee finally pulled ahead a little bit. They're at 14 now in the third. I mean, Ohio State. I'm sorry, Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State.
Yeah, I think Miami, they're up 49-12.
Yeah.
Jesus, Kershaw's getting rocked. He's down 4-1 in the bottom of the first.
Oh, that's terrible.
Hopefully the Padres are losing.
And Texas A&M is going to try a 52-yard field goal to end the half. And he misses. All right, so it's going to be 28-24 at halftime. What's the USC score?
30-17 in the fourth quarter with just a little over 8 minutes to go.
There you go. Perfect. All right, my friend.
Purdue has the ball, second 10 from their 20.
It has been a pleasure to be on with you, my brother in anger.
My brother in anger, it's been a long time. I've been wanting to do it, just my schedule gets crazy sometimes. And when you hit me up, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make it work because I've been wanting to come on your show.
There you go. But unfortunately, our former host of his show that he used to have, the Full Monty Sports Show, is unable to join us tonight.
Yeah, he said, of course, he had a lightning delay where he was at.
They were all over that. I mean, his game started early, and when he texts, I'm going, what? You're only at halftime?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you see what he does for that school. I mean, he's
doing I know.
Game. He does basketball. He's doing baseball. He's doing
baseball, softball. He does everything.
I mean, it's amazing. I'm like, when does he find time to sleep? And then he's doing his own stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, man, it's
He'll be on tomorrow night with Joe and A. Marie.
Yeah, I saw. I heard he moved that show from Monday to Sunday now.
Yeah, and he'll be doing his own Full Monty Sports Show in the morning as well.
Yeah, so he's competing with Moving the Chains with Team MBS.
Yeah. That's going to be a tough deal.
Yeah, but, so I got to figure out. I got to get one.
I'm so hooked on the college football scene because I did nothing but summer scouting this year, George. I did nothing but summer scout, and I scouted 515 guys.
Yeah, when I hear you, Bill, and Jeff talk, I'm like, wow, I really got to pick up my college football game. It's like I could just sit there and just listen to you guys forever. I'm like, I was telling my son, I'm like, they're naming players I never even heard of. I'm like, well, I go, yeah, they do their homework.
We do our homework. We do our homework.
Yeah.
Randall is just as deep into it as we are now, so that's a good thing. And Randall will be back next week. But again, This has been the last word for college football sports for this week. George, I appreciate you coming on, my friend.
Oh, anytime I can do it, I'll be here for you, brother.
You know it. And to everybody else, you all have a great weekend. Enjoy the NFL games tomorrow, and we'll see everybody later on.
Hopefully your team wins tomorrow. As much as I don't like them,